What is your opinion on alcohol?
I think that alcohol is a horrible substance. It does a lot of damage to the brain and it can cause over emotions to people who I love around me.
How do you think alcohol would affect you?
Well, I think it would not only affect like physically, you might be, for the short time being kind of mentally unstable, but also behavior-wise, because if you are drinking alcohol and you're not being safe about it, then it could really affect who you're around, and your good friends could not trust you anymore, so it could also hurt your social life.
If your friend wanted to go drinking and you knew how it affected your body, what would you do?
Well, I'd try to convince them, saying what can actually happen in your body, and that if you drink too much, you can get stroke, you can get sick, and sometimes the decisions you make can even kill you. So I'd tell her those, and I'd also say, why don't we just stay and try to do something different?
Can you give an example of how alcohol affects your body?
Well, from the college classes I've been going to, I know that alcohol can delay someone's reaction. So, drunk driving, when a car swerves in front of you, if you're drinking alcohol, your reaction time is slower. Also, you make really bad decisions, like going into a car when you're drunk and driving. It's not funny, but yeah.
What would you do if you knew someone who drinks alcohol? What would your approach be?
Well, my first approach is to come to him as a friend and tell him that it's not healthy for you, especially since alcohol, it could be a sickness.
If your friend wanted to go drinking and you knew how it affected your body, what would you do?
Convince a friend not to and warn them that it's a bad idea, because it really does have really bad effects with your body. Like you said, it's awful for you, especially excessive drinking, especially with teens, because you're still developing and it's not good for you. So convince them otherwise, and if they don't, it's their choice, it's their life, but at the same time, do whatever you can because you care for them, because they are your friend.
Did you know that hormone timing is complex and alcohol can impair both the functions of glands that release hormones and that tissue to which they are being sent?
I didn't know that.
Alcohol affects growth hormones in the human body, but does it affect males, females, or both, and why?
Both, because we all have growth hormones.
Do you have any personal stories of alcohol-related incidents?
Well, when my brother was around 14 or 15, he got drunk at a party, and my parents, they didn't hear from him for a while, so they went driving to where they dropped him off, and they found a lot of the kids were all drunk and all kind of laying flat. He was laying on his back, and he was actually throwing up, and it didn't get out, so he was choking on his own throw up, but was so knocked out that he didn't even wake up. If they weren't there, he would have died. So that was just one of the things. He also just recently got a DUI, and it's prevented him from living his life to the fullest at 25. So I know that I wouldn't have my brother here if my parents weren't there to save him from alcohol, but it's one of those things that you don't think of.
What is your opinion on alcohol?
Well, I personally don't like alcohol. I kind of think it's like poison. It doesn't do anything for your body. It makes you have stupid thoughts, stupid decisions, stupid acts. But, if somebody else wants to drink it, that's their decision.
What's your opinion on alcohol?
My opinion on alcohol is don't drink until you're 21 because it really messes you up and it's stupid. What if you get caught drunk? You can get a DUI and then you can go to juvie for just drinking. So yeah, that's my opinion on it. Just don't drink until you're 21.
How do you think alcohol would affect you?
If I was to start drinking again, I'd probably not even get a job, never get my GED. Probably start smoking pot again, so yeah.
Who do you think this affects? Is it only the people who drink alcohol or also the ones around you?
It affects you, but it also affects your family because they might want to help you get clean and stuff, but you're just fucking up their life, cause sorry about my language, I know I have a terrible cussing problem, but it messes with your family too because it's just not you getting drunk. What if you get caught or something,
Do you know what testosterone is?
Somewhat. Not really. I see. I dropped out of school. I don't know. Shiza.
What would you do if you knew someone who drinks alcohol? What would your approach be?
I'd be like, yo, fool, you should just put it down because it's gonna mess you up. Cause you're probably gonna edit that out. And
Do you think alcohol is worth your life?
nah, alcohol is definitely not worth your life because you can get drunk so bad you can just like die, and like I'm not down with that. Losing your best friend to alcohol, that's not cool. Stupid.
Do you think alcohol is worth your life? If so, why?
No, I don't actually. I think it's not worth your life because you don't want to die at an early age. You want to live a very good life.
Do you have any personal stories of alcohol-related incidents?
Last year, one of my best friend's dad was drunk and we were driving home from a water park and he was throwing up out the window and he started to go into the other lane. And if my friend hadn't grabbed the wheel and served us back into our lane, we would have gotten in a car accident. And drunk driving is something serious. If you're drunk, you shouldn't be driving.
Who do you think alcohol affects? Is it only the people who drink it, or the ones being affected?
It affects both of them because the ones who drank the alcohol are getting all the problems inside of them, like bone density losing and like all their brain like faded and stuff. Well, but they could also like abuse their families or be mean to other people around them, which could also harm them.
So in this video, you learned that how alcohol affects the growth hormones. We decided to do interviews to get the opinions of others on alcohol and to see if anyone knew about how it did affect the growth hormones. Most of the people said that they did not know how it affects the growth hormones, and so here's Gypsy to give an explanation on it.
Alcohol also affects the human growth hormone, which works while you're sleeping. So when you drink alcohol, it reduces 70% of that hormone that's working while you sleep, and that's how alcohol affects your growth hormones, because then it's not working, so it slows it down, and your body affects everything.
Not only alcohol can affect your growth hormones, it can also affect any other parts of your body, and also the way you interact with other people around you. Like, you could act certain ways, and then it's not you, and the way it affects people, it's just very wrong, and you should think twice before you ever consume alcohol.
Thanks for watching our video. I hope you learned a lot from the interviews we have done, and I want you to think twice before you do it.